The foundation coming at you with my week 10 picks. Last week I was 8-5. Like always, I do my my video separately. I'm on my way to the airport, pretty soon. Uh, so my eyes are still bloodshot red. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I gotta keep it down. And plus, my eyes are red right now. Anyway, let's get going. This uh, this Thursday, which game I'll be going to with my good friend in Arizona. He's a Cardinals fan, so gonna go up there, watch the game. I kind of be rooting for the Arizona Cardinals because of the because of what it could play out later on. But anyway, but I'm gonna take the Seattle Seahawks though. That was I was shocked. I never thought that they would lose to that offensive line is struggling. They need a running game. But Arizona's defense can do what the Washington Redskins defense did, but I don't think their offense can do put enough points to beat the Seattle Seahawks. So I got the Seattle Seahawks. Next is the New Orleans Saints versus the Buffalo Bills. If it wasn't for the Eagles right now, I think everybody be looking at the New Orleans Saints as probably one of the top teams. Probably the top team. They're on a very hot streak right now. But I'm gonna take the Buffalo Bills in a semi-upset. Buffalo had 10 days to rest. They got kind of dominated, but I think they can. I think they can move the ball a little bit better against the Saints and rather than on the Jets. Next is the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. I got the Chicago Bears. Green Bay. If you follow this guy on Twitter, RJ Ochoa, he does blogging for the boys. Ochoa Live on Periscope and stuff like that. He was tweeting last night that it's starting to remind him, and I really was like, yeah, it's starting to remind him how we struggled in 2015 without Romo, and they starting to look the same way too. But yeah, I got Chicago. They're a scrappy team. I'm not gonna doubt them. They play tough at home too. On top of that, next is the Cleveland Browns versus the Detroit Lions. I got the Detroit Lions. I don't think other than a miracle happening, I don't think Detroit can drop this game. Next is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Indianapolis Colts. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Unless they lay an egg, or Indianapolis fights for Pagano, whatever. That's the only way I see this game going. Next is the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got the Jaguars. I made my mistake by not taking them, but usually I get burned by them when I pick them. So, but I'll pick them on this one. When you have the number one pass defense, sacks and stuff like that, you can really do some damage. And one thing the Chargers, they have their offensive line has been very beaten up. So but I can see the Chargers the Chargers coming close because they have their own two dual pass rushers with Bosa and Ingram. But I'm gonna still joke it, and then Fournette should be back because of whatever happened. New York Jets versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got the New York Jets. They had 10 days off. They look like they're having fun out there. I don't know what it is, but they looking like they want to play. They want to win. Winston hurt. I don't know what's going on. Winston, he's a weird guy. I mean, that pump up video he was trying to do, or the pregame speech, whatever he was trying to do, that was funny. And then he started going off on Lattimore, on a rookie, he's been playing good. But all of a sudden he's trying to provoke Lattimore, and then Lattimore defends himself, and then out of nowhere Evans, cheap shots him, you know, now Evans is suspended. I mean, that wasn't smart at all. But anyway, yeah, I got the New York Jets. Next is the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans. I got the Tennessee Titans. They started to trust Henry a little bit more, giving him more and more carries, and I think Murray is, and Murray, he's playing solid and all that. They're defensively, I think they can get enough on on Cincinnati, pass rush wise, and to slow them down. Their offensive line is not that good, Cincinnati. Minnesota Vikings versus Washington Redskins. What a game! What an upset that was. And I don't know if they're gonna be like they blow their wad because of it, but I'm gonna stick with Washington Redskins being at home. That's because Minnesota Vikings, I don't trust their quarterback as much as another team in there would. And Washington's defense is playing very inspired football. Next is the Houston Texans versus the Los Angeles Rams. This would have been a fun game if Watson never get hurt. It's so sickening. I feel so bad for Houston's fans. I mean, I don't, but I do kind of, because if you're struggling, whatever. But when you get something taken away from you like that, that sucks. I mean, this would have been a fun game to watch. So I'm gonna take the Los Angeles Rams. Their offense is, I wouldn't call it greatest on turf yet, but they are damn good. Next is the New York Giants versus the San Francisco 49ers. Some people are going to take the San Francisco 49ers for their first win. I don't know if Garoppolo is going to play, but you know what? I'm going to go with the New York Giants. I think they have one more win in them to, I want to say, I mean, if they have any pride left, they'll win this game. They don't want to, you don't want to be known as you gave up the first win to another team and all that. And they still have a history of rivalry too between the two teams. Next is the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. Who's going to start at quarterback? I don't know. What Wentz did to the defense last week. But Denver has always been a tough place for Brady. You know what? I'm gonna go with Brady. The House of Horrors. I think he's gonna play inspired because of that, and he knows that the Broncos are on their heels right now. Lastly, the Miami Dolphins versus the Carolina Panthers. I got the Carolina Panthers. I mean, as long as they're the defense can keep them in any game and all that, and Cam Newton guys don't have to do a whole lot, so I'm gonna go with the Panthers being at home and all that. Alright, mahalo for watching, and you see me in a new location, but mahalo for watching. Paniolo boys, and always go Cowboys.